Divinity Original Sin 2 is a fantastic game with a wonderful fan base. Borislav Slavov composed the music for Divinity Original Sin 2. It is a fantastic soundtrack that I've had the pleasure of listening to quite a bit. However, I've not heard Sebille's theme, and I'm really looking forward to diving into this high fantasy music. Let's check it out. We really get a picture of a very determined and focused person. I recall Sebille because I have played a little bit of this game. I played up to the end of the first act. However, when it comes to actually understanding characterization, I would say that I'm a little bit lacking in that department in terms of who Sebille is. However, based on the music, it's very simple, but I think it extremely effective. We have this repeated musical phrase, bum 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 bum. And as we continue on, we add to that and we layer it. It allows us the time to enter into the musical space, to understand the musical time period, which in this case, high fantasy medieval, and it also allows us to, in a way, hear the confidence and the focus that Sebille as a character has. There's something about this melody that is very driven and focused, and I think that cuts through very clearly to me in expressing and explaining who Sebille is, even in just 40 seconds. There is a real sense of shedding the past. There is a sense of embracing what has come before and choosing to really recommit to Sebille's journey personally into getting to where she wants to go. Also, we have that swell that we just listened to, which I think it puts a period on the idea that Sebille has suffered. There's some pain in this, and it's like about rising up past that pain and deciding to really move beyond what's occurred and say, you know what? I'm going to live my life with a full purpose, and I'm going to go and pursue things that will help me make better decisions. I think the instrumentation here is really interesting because we have this slow build, and of course we just reached the apex of the piece, the climax of the piece, and naturally that's where we have this full orchestration that enraptures us and allows us to align with Sebille and perhaps even gives Sebille credibility. That's the power of this music in this case. And so interestingly enough, in this last section we just heard, there is a bit of broody and nefarious and a bit twisted. I feel that this portion is not as clean. There's an element in here that is very common in this style of music writing where we paint a picture that's, there's some bad deeds that occur, or there's some tension or drama, or some actions that maybe the player won't necessarily agree with, or there's some sort of conflict with Sebille and somebody else. So there is a bit of, there's a bit of tension and concern. There's a real duality here between hope, fear, what is, and what isn't. It's a really interesting experience to have some of these lighter, brighter instruments coupled with this bass pattern underneath, which gives me the feeling of antagonism between hope and fear, and between what's right and what isn't. And I think there's a lot that can be extrapolated from this. It's also just really interesting to listen to in terms of the drumming pattern, which is really particular. Even at the very end here, we're adding melody elements. So this is a very three-dimensional character, and this music is teasing that out and helping us to really see some of the intricacies and nuance that Sebille carries. Now, of course, we understand that in Divinity Original Sin 2, there's a lot of nuance between characters, and there's a lot of branching paths, and there's a lot of opportunity for change and for play and for customization of the entire experience for the player. So it's very cool. As always, if you like these videos, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe. It certainly helps. There are links in the About section if you feel like supporting the channel, but obviously there's never any requirement for that, of course. As always, thanks a ton, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.